All right. So thank y'all for being on. I know that it's not a convenient time during the day, right in the middle of your day, to do this. But for me, you guys, I just put it as an appointment on my calendar, set my alarm, and then be on, basically. Okay, let me do this. There we go. Okay, so basically, if you look at this book, I just said this is really, truly one of the best Mary Kay themed books I think I've ever read. And I don't know if that's just because, I don't know. It's like every Mary Kay theme or thought or story that we've heard over the years, it's in this book. Like, it's crazy. Y'all, there we go. Sometimes my light gets a little weird. There we go. Sometimes if I move my hands, it kind of relights the screen. But basically, how to fall in love with the process of becoming a champion. Now, I'm working through this notebook with y'all today. So that's kind of where we're going to spend our time. So you can take your notes in here. And then if y'all actually want an emailed copy of this, of course, I'm going to send that to all the directors. I just bought hard copies for y'all. But they can have obviously access to all of this as well. So we're going to talk through some of those pieces today as well. But I wanted to start with Chop Wood, Carry Water because I think that it matters that much. This book matters. I mean, like, it's so good. So if you go back, y'all, I love this book. I write all over it. One thing that I'll tell y'all that I started doing with this book was just kind of writing in the margin, like, what's the sensei teaching? And then what's the story? Like Megan, I'm gonna mute you, baby. There we go. So in the margin and stuff, I kind of write what the sensei is teaching and then what the overview, like, theme of the story is, so that as I train my consultants or I want to grab this book, because y'all, I just feel like this book we are going to use for the rest of our entire career. I mean, like, it's just that meaty and the stories are that meaningful to our founder and so much of what she teaches us. And so I just kind of take notes. And, so here's an example. I just write the story, and then daily we choose unhealthy foods that add up to death, because these foods won't kill them today, but if they keep eating them, they'll die a slow death later. But if we did it today and it killed us, we wouldn't do it. But it's the slow fade. So I just kind of write the overall theme so that when I remember that story or that story relates to my training, I can run in here in the book and know that, okay, in my purple pen, I wrote the story theme, or I wrote what the sensei was teaching. And so if you look at chapter 1, the other thing, I don't know if y'all have gotten through chapter 3 yet, how much is an inch worth? But I'll teach y'all some things that you can do with your consultants as far as training goes and how you can incorporate this. Because imagine if your consultants were reading this book as part of your meeting, and every week, y'all, there's 30-something chapters. And the chapters are little bitty, so it's not like you're asking them to read all the stuff. But what if every week you took these questions that are in your championship notebook and you asked them the questions and got them to participate kind of in a book study together? I know Jessica Huggins is doing this with her unit. So the first chapter is Chop Wood, Carry Water, okay? Who do you want to become on the journey of pursuing your dream? And so Chop Wood, Carry Water is all about, he's all amped up. He's there. Like, it's the day we're going to get to shoot and be a master archer, right? And the sensei's like, no, we don't use modern heat and amenities. We chop our own wood and we carry water in from the well to flush the toilet. Like, we don't flush the toilet with the city water. No, we ain't doing that. So what was if you think back to chapter 1, who do you want to become on the journey of pursuing your dream? You guys, we never think who we want to become. We just think what we want to do, what we want to finish. I never considered that question. No one in my mentorship program ever asked me, who are you becoming as you become a national? I just knew I had to become a national. That's what I knew. I never considered the woman I was becoming as I was finishing my national area. It wasn't until way after my national area was done that I even realized or fathomed, oh my gosh, how far has Holly Lowe come? Honestly, one of the realizations came when I was putting this notebook together for you. And I looked at this picture of me standing in my neoprene Bass outlet shoes that are grandma shoes, okay? They were waterproof, for real. Look how my body is hunched. So I'm confident, but my self-esteem was terrible, terrible. And so I look from here, car one, to here, and I think of the growth that happened. Chase Powell does not cry. And she said, looking at this picture, all I've ever seen is this girl. This made me realize I can be a national. I never considered that I could do that until I saw this picture and this moment of you wearing a red jacket, thinking, oh my gosh, she did all the same stuff that we have to do. She didn't walk in the door who she is now. She became that girl in the process. So chopping the wood and carrying the water made me who I am today. I didn't get to just step up and lead a national area and wear a sexy national suit and high heels. That's not who I was when I walked in the door. I didn't have the confidence to do that. And so as y'all think about who do you want to become as you finish your first year director programs, what kind of leader, what kind of skills do you want to have mastered? Where do you want to be in your business once Honor Society is finished and you step into year 2? So yes, we have a long journey ahead of us in Mary Kay. Y'all, we're all about the same age. We're all young. We've still got years and years and years left to build this incredible legacy, this incredible dynasty, if you will. Y'all, I've been watching videos and listening back to trainings from Ann Newberry. And Ann Newberry rocked my core. And so a conversation was had with the director in our area 2 days ago that shook my core. It made my confidence be a little, I could feel myself being frustrated, frustrated because this was said about this, that this person said that, y'all know, and you feel attacked, right? This person said this, and you feel attacked. And so what did I do? I created a message. And in that message, it said, I know my heart. I know who I am as a leader. I know my intentions are always pure. I know what my mission is. And it has nothing to do with the moment of me being introduced as an inner circle because of anything that I did. And so I had to just say that and understand that I don't have to defend myself. Okay? You don't have to defend yourself as a leader. When your intentions are right and your heart is pure, y'all, you will always have a target on your back. There will always be people who want to take you down. There will always be a moment when Satan says, I got to find the strongest warrior and I'm going to hand her the biggest battle. And I want to see how tough she really is. Y'all, I welcome the chatter because it doesn't matter. When the chatter starts coming and you feel it, and you will feel it. I remember the first time I experienced this, I was earning a Cadillac, and it was from someone in my own family. Destroyed me and tried to beat me down with words in an email about this long. And I kept that email for years. Years, okay? And I remember the day I finally deleted it, and I felt such freedom off my shoulders, because what Satan will use to keep you from becoming who you're supposed to be, it's not hard to do, because Satan's number one goal is to keep you from reaching yours, right? That's his number one goal. Tammy Craig taught us that at Fall Retreat this year. It's a quote from her I'll never forget as long as I live on this planet Earth. Satan's number one goal is to keep you from reaching yours. And so when we allow the chatter, or she's talking about this, or this is happening, when we allow that to steal our joy, and I allowed it to steal my joy, when we allow that to steal our joy, you guys, Satan wins. And so I simply had to respond with, I know who I am. I know what I'm doing, but I had to go back to the founder, okay? I had to go get my spirit refed. And so what did I do? I went up and why did I do that? Why did I watch Ann Newberry speak? Because it's like, listen to Mary Kay Ash. And I had that video, I had access to it, it was in my email, and I just pushed play. And I left, and I felt like I could conquer the world. Because you guys, the longer that you're willing to stay in that place of being frustrated, the longer Satan wins. And so it was literally this quick turnaround for me. But it is because the emotional cycle that we can stay in as leaders, when someone attacks us personally, and you're going to get attacked. You're going to get attacked. They're going to question your integrity. They're going to tell you you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. They're going to tell you you're winning a car just so you can drive the car, and you're using these people and blah, 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 blah. But you guys, when you know your heart and you know your intentions and you know the real deal, then you don't have to defend yourself. You can simply say that, walk away, go get your cup refilled, and go make your booking calls. Because you reset, you clicked reset. Okay, so who do you want to become on the journey of pursuing your dream? By the end of your first year new director programs, where do you want to be in your professional development? What kind of leader are you wanting to be by the end of your first year? Where do you want to be more confident? And question number 2, if you become this person, how will it change the people you lead? If you become that leader and you're confident in those areas, how will that impact your organization? So be aware of that. Be keenly aware of how impactful it is when you grow. I can't help but think about our very own president, Nathan. Where were we as a company, an organization just a few years ago with a different leader at the helm? You guys, we lead the army. We are the army. Without us, there is no army. Without us, there is no team. Without us, there is no vision. So as we dive into the systems for your personal business, you guys, number 1, and this is what I trained both groups on today, the number 1 skill that our consultants, let me see if I can put my hands on the papers. The number 1 skill that your consultants, my consultants, however you want to say it, where did I lay those papers, y'all? I had the whole stack. I must have laid them down. Here it is. The number 1 thing that your consultants told me at Jumpstart that they were missing, what one thing do I need to move to the next place on the career path? Okay, that was one question on the voucher. The second question on the voucher is, what skill do I have that needs the most improvement? And I'm going to read you their answers. Sharing, booking, follow up on referrals, booking, sharing the opportunity, coaching, booking, recruiting, recruiting, coaching, booking, all of the above, booking, customer service, booking, all of the above, booking and recruiting, booking follow-up, booking and recruiting, confidence, sharing the business, booking, talking to people, booking, doing all of it, booking, time management, tracking, recruiting, coaching, booking, everything. What skill do our girls need improvement in? Booking. Okay? Here's the deal, you guys. When I look at you as a leader and I think of the number one skill that we have got to give our consultants, or they can make no progress in any other area, is booking. The number one skill that my director said that they wanted to learn was building reds, mentoring multiple DIQs, moving the masses, moving consultants up when you see potential, mastering marketing to recruit more. I know how to do all this. I just need to implement, and how to have offspring. So consultants, on this same piece of paper, all the consultants listed booking, coaching, selling, and recruiting as the one thing that they needed to move to the next place in their business. Every director listed that they needed to build people and move the masses. Okay? So if we take all of that back to the one skill that everybody needs improvement in, the one skill is booking. So I'm asking you today, if I look at your system for your personal business, where is booking ranking on your daily priority list? You guys, if we do not book personally, our consultants will not book personally. Do we have booking time built in to our unit meetings every single week? What happens? Why do they not get bookings? They're not confident, they fear rejection, and they're just simply not making time for it on their calendar. So if that's the case, and they need to borrow our belief, borrow our confidence, and borrow our encouragement, when is the best time for them to make some booking attempts? When they're in our space. Okay? So making us time set aside for them to do bookings. Y'all, this is 10 phone calls. This is not 10 texts. This is 10 phone calls. Your consultants are going to leave live, for real voicemails. What Chase Powell does is she hands out a rejection therapy chart, and her goal is to see who every single week can get the most no's. When I was a DIQ, I was terrified to the point of I thought I would die having to warm chatter. So I found that my adopted director, gave out no bees, is what she called them, and they were little bitty tiny bumblebees. Y'all, I had them on my red, I wish I still had my red jacket. I had them lining the entire collar of my whole red jacket. I had tons of these no bees. But she challenged us to get no's every week, 20 no's a week or 50 no's a week or whatever. And when we would come back to the meeting, I would say, I get my no bee. And do y'all know what happened? As I got into DIQ, people would not tell me no. I could not get them no bees to save my life. I mean, they would not tell me no. So what happened in the process of becoming a DIQ is my confidence increased because I wasn't focused on no equaling what? Rejection. I was focused on no equaling a prize and recognition, because no's got me closer to what? Yeses. So y'all, systems for your new personal business, as sales directors, you have got to have bookings as a priority, absolute priority. Your consultants will not win the cruise. They will not get on the boat. They will not recruit, and they will not hold parties if they do not own the skill of booking. Booking is a skill that comes from learning the process. The process of 10 calls a day teaches them the discipline of not expecting results. I tell my consultants, don't expect to get any bookings until day 21. After you've done 10 calls a day for 21 days, you might get some bookings. Why do I tell them that and prepare them for that?
Set their expectation so that if they're expecting to get 10 bookings the first day, they're going to be disappointed and not do it ever again.
Very disappointed. And then they're going to think something's wrong with me. And the reality is nothing's wrong. I just got to get her discipline muscles strong enough. I have to teach her how. When she clicks end one call, she must never lay the phone down. What happens when she lays the phone down? She starts thinking, the stinking thinking, and she gets nervous again. If she hits end, dial the next number, she has no time to think between phone calls. The most important part of booking is what she does between end and the next phone call. That's the most important part. So you have to teach her. I've got to teach her. Hit end, dial again. If you wait, you're going to get scared. You're going to start thinking. So if I do this at the meeting and they're making calls and I'm walking around at the meeting, what are they thinking I'm doing? I'm walking around at the meeting, they're making phone calls and I'm listening to their calls. What do they think in their mind that I'm doing? What would y'all think if I made y'all do that at the meeting, the director meeting?
I feel like you're grading me.
That's exactly what they think you're doing. How many of y'all hated when your teacher walked around with you taking a test? I hated that. I'm like, stay away from my paper. You go back to your desk. I don't want you to see what I picked for number 5. I don't want you to read my reading response. I want you to wait until I turn it in because I don't want to be judged. I hate being judged. I judge myself 24/7. I don't want you to walk over and hover over my paper. Okay? When we took standardized tests, I'd be like hiding under my paper so my teacher wouldn't look at my answers. I hated that. Okay? So when we walk around, what could we do, physically do, so that she would know I'm not judging you, but I'm cheering you on? What can I do? Like, just be silly and be fun with her and you have to tell them in the beginning, y'all, I'm going to walk around. If you need a little high five, hold your hand up. If you need a little like that, a girl, just like tell me I need a pat on the back. I need a little encouragement. But y'all walk around, hand them paper confetti shred and say, okay, here's your little bit of Holly confidence. Here's your little bit of Holly confidence. Here's your little bit of Holly confidence. I want y'all to squeeze that paper. I want you to make your phone call, and I want you to know that you have all the confidence that I have. You got it in your hand. Now go make your calls. We're going to do 10. Whoever gets the most no's is getting this beautifully boxed gift at the end of the meeting. You can't do it at the end of the meeting. Why can you not do phone calls at the end? Y'all are muted.
Because you'll leave on a no, possibly.
Okay, they
And they're
leave.
tired.
They got other stuff to do. They're just going to leave, especially people who don't like rejection. They are out. Holly Lowe, I'm out. I'll do my booking calls by myself and not have to suffer public rejection. Are y'all with me? But if the prize is for who gets the most no, oh, I'm there. Oh, honey, listen, I'll make my 10 calls in front of everybody because I'm winning that prize, because I guarantee you all 10 of these super quality women are going to tell me no. That's what they think. So when you take away the fear and you hand her your confidence, she's going to borrow some of your confidence. Pretend that they have to plug their extension cord into you. You have all these plugs in you, and they're going to take your confidence in order to make these 10 calls. And y'all, this is like 10 minutes. You've got to get them on the phone and off 10 calls in 10 minutes. They think this takes 2 hours, right? Anne-Marie, go ahead.
Is there a reason that you wouldn't do the calls with them? And what I mean with is like normally when I've done.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So they hear like people are
Absolutely.
hanging up. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
You absolutely can. But here's the deal though, Anne-Marie, is they already think that you're amazing. And if they're competing with you, they already felt like they lost. So you can do calls with them, but we write the script together And when I do booking time with my girls, I do not make phone calls because it makes them feel like they suck. They're like, I can never sound like you. I just need her to be okay with who she is and what she's saying, because she kind of can feel like crap. You know what I mean? So that's just me. I wrote the script. I sat at the McDonald's and Jessica Huggins said, okay, so like, do I text you when I'm done with these calls? I was like, oh no, you're going to sit right here in front of me and make all these phone calls. Like right now. She's like, oh, like while you sit here? I said, yes, while I sit here, you're going to make a call. And then she would hang up and say, okay, that part scared me. I didn't know what to say. And so I would give her belief, give her confidence, help her tweak her script. She would call again. And I would say, okay, how'd you feel after that one? Because y'all, it doesn't matter what she says as long as she feels great about what she's saying. See, it's her brain about all the booking. So my question for y'all is, the number one key to your personal business is your booking time. Where is your booking time, director, on your calendar every day, 5 days a week without fail? That has got to be the absolute number one priority for you. When your calendar is full, Mary Kay Ash said, they earn while you learn. If you do not have bookings, the number two piece of training your consultants, you guys, on how to run their business, they can't come with you to a party if you ain't got any parties booked. Okay? If your booking time is a priority, your new consultants can come watch you hold an appointment. Okay? And then that gives her, okay, I know what to do now. Let me go practice. Okay, let me come back and watch another party. Mary Kay Ash used to make them come to 5 parties their first week in business. They had to attend 5 shows their first week in business. Okay, if they were a working woman, she would allow them to do 3 this week and 3 next week instead of all 5 in 1 week. If they didn't work full time, they had to come to all 5. Y'all, she didn't play. Do you have 5 parties happening in your unit so a new consultant can come and watch 5 parties their first week in business? You see, y'all, this is where the disconnect happens. Big goals, big dreams. Consultants want to work. They're trained. They know how to do that closing sheet, but they have no booking skills to go get the party booked, to then hold the party, to then ever get to the sales ticket. So we have a lot of consultants who have the end of the business. They know how to recruit somebody, but they cannot get in front of anybody because they are missing the booking confidence piece of what we do, okay? Let's talk about your personal business, how you're managing and organizing your personal business, okay? Do you have the place in your office where you do not touch a sales ticket after a party happens? Who is handling your sales tickets and your profile cards? Okay, who is handling that for you? If you are trying to do all that, y'all, you're gonna stay stuck, okay? That personal business piece of making sure that there is communication out to your customers. What is that? Do you use a texting service? Anne-Marie informed me yesterday that you can text your customers through the My Customers app. I didn't even know that, okay? So your customers can get a mass text message from you through the My Customers app, but who is sending the text message? Do your customers get a birthday message on text from you? You can also do that through My Customers by selecting whoever's birthday is happening. But who is sending that message? So this week on your checklist for your to-do stuff, you guys, who is handling your sales tickets? Who is doing your profile cards? Who is cleaning up your skincare class bag? And who is in control of messaging your customers? Okay, what I do personally is I put my customers on an 8-week rotation. I divided the alphabet, okay? Basically, week 1, we text everybody whose last name is ABC. Week 2, everybody gets a follow-up text. Their last name is DEF. Are y'all with me? So you take 3 letters of the alphabet, and that's how we reached out in my office to communicate with my customers. Because if you didn't implement the 2 days, 2 weeks, and every 2 months from day one, then she kind of never got communicated with, and I didn't really know what to do with them. So everybody got alphabetized, and my office would reach out, hey girl, this is Holly's office. Let me know if you need anything, how your products are working out, what's going on. Okay? So that communication can happen via text, y'all. Via text. But who is sending the message? If you're trying to send all that, you're going to have a hard time booking, doing step 2s, training new consultants, doing lots of interviews if you're the one putting profile cards in InTouch. Okay? Okay, next is your new director programs. You guys know, y'all know, okay? You know about these new director programs. But if we go to the front, On the Move, okay, all of y'all are done with On the Move. That one is done. Fabulous 50s is next, I think, for Anne-Marie and Megan. And then Lisa, your Honor Society is last, okay? So you guys, look, if you need to track these, the tracking charts are in your notebook from my office, okay? So send me those every single time they change, every single time you get an agreement. If you look as a new director, if you just focused on 6 new agreements a month, just 6 new beauty consultants, y'all, that's 30 interviews from you as a leader. 30 interviews that you do for you personally and your unit. You would add 6 new agreements a month. Okay? This tells you how many career surveys that it's going to take for you to do that. How many sharing sheets do you need to go through to get this amount of agreements? Okay, so break it down into a bite that you can bite onto. Okay, and then Honor Society, y'all, the activity for Honor Society is the exact same thing as Fabulous 50s. It's the exact same activity. Why? Because we've got to get your unit to 50 and maintain at least 50. Okay? So think through that as y'all are really looking at that, because you blink and the next program is like upon you and you're like, crap, like it's here. Dang it. You know, I wanted to have a little more time to get this done, right? Okay, hang on, let me fix the light. Let's see if it'll work. Did it work? Sometimes if I grab the light right, it'll shine better. Okay, do y'all have any questions about the new director programs? No questions? Okay. All right, so show me the money. All right, y'all all should have gotten this in the mail from me, okay? All of y'all got the director check calculator. It's laminated, hopefully hanging up in your office somewhere, okay? Now, this can look a little, maybe a little overwhelming or whatever, okay? So I just wanted to go through it with y'all just so you can feel confident in it, because whatever you're thinking about it is what you're going to get. So if you understand at the beginning of the month that you're going to create your check at the beginning of the month instead of just calculating whatever happened at the end. I want to know what you want your check to be. If you can get clear on what you want your check to be instead of just taking whatever you get, how can we create an income for ourselves? That's why it's dry erase, so you can play with it. How can we create an income for ourselves that is a reflection of what we want and need and desire in our families, okay? Because if we're just taking what we get, then we're not intentionally creating. We're just kind of floating. And floating and floundering is not fun, okay? So here's your projection on the left side. Here's what you actually earn on the right side. So you're going to erase this every month, okay? So your projection, your unit wholesale production, projection. So let's say that y'all were working on 8,000 this month, okay? You would write down your projection, unit wholesale production, projection I would write 8,000 out here and then times 13%. Are y'all with me? So then you get your number. Is it 920? $1040, sorry. So 1040 would be my projection on an $8,000 month. 1040. My personal team. Now, I'll just tell y'all, I made a decision as a sales director that I wanted my personal team to do my minimum wholesale. When I was a director, the minimum was 4,000. My goal for my personal team was always 4,000 personal team wholesale. It just became my magnificent obsession. And still, I mean, until I became a national, and even still now, most of the time, my personal team always still does that $4,000 number. Why? Because it became my minimum. Whatever is your minimum, your backup plan, your baseline, minimums are safe. Your brain will allow yourself to retreat down to the minimum because the minimum is safe. Minimum does not stretch you, and minimum is not painful. So whatever your minimum is in your mind, what is your minimum production for your personal team wholesale? And then are you going to earn 9 or 13% on that? Okay, 5 people who do 225 and you order in a 600, you get 13%. If that doesn't happen, you get 9%. Your unit development bonus, y'all, you're getting $100 if you have 4 or more. Okay, I track this like white on rice. 4 agreements. People who are great start qualified, y'all, if they're in month 3 and their 600 finally goes in, guess what happens? They bonus you on that. But you're going to miss the bonus if you're not tracking this. In my tracking, I always had a place to make sure that my goal was always 5, but that my 4 were always listed. Who are my 4 qualified this month? If you added people 3 months ago, this is their last month. Somebody's got to get a 600 in. Y'all, this is $400. It's a lot of cash. And then your personal team development bonus of $100 per new personal. How many brand new personals can you get in the door, or how many great start qualified can you get finished this month? Whose debut party do you have? See, y'all, this is all strategy that happens on day 1 of the month. It's thinking strategically as a businesswoman, creating your plan so that you don't flounder through the month thinking, I just need some new personal recruits. No, what's your minimum? What are you shooting for? And then what's your minimum? My minimum is 2. I'm shooting for 5. My minimum is 8,000. I'm shooting for 15. My minimum is 4,500. I'm shooting for 8. Whatever. Know what you're shooting for and know your minimum bottom dollar. And then if you have any offspring directors, okay? Quarterly, yearly, and then your total income for the month. Okay? Do y'all have questions about this? Does this have your unit volume bonus? There we go. I was like, where is that at? Okay. Your unit volume bonus, if you do 5,000, you get 500. If you do 6,000, you get $600. Okay? So have y'all done this since I mailed it to you? Have any of y'all created your projection as the month starts? No? Okay, so as we go into February, before February 1st, or on February 1st, I should say, there's something flying around in here. I want y'all to create your projection. Because y'all, it's just like when you get paid at your other job. If you ever had another job working for somebody else, you went into the month knowing what you were going to get paid before you ever put any work in. But in Mary Kay, it's almost like people think, oh, well, if I just, if I just show up and really give it my all this month, I'm going to make some good money. Well, our security, the security part of who we are, needs to know how much money we're going to earn. If I do this, this is what I will earn. So create that security for yourself by making a plan. And the plan will give you safety, security, comfort, and probably less hard conversations with your man. When you say, when we cross 8,000 this month, my check's going to be $4,000. because I'm going to add 3 new personals because I have this many parties on my date book. Okay. So just being aware of the security that this creates for you. Okay. All right. So give me some feedback. Tell me what you learned today. Anne Marie, I'll let you go first, and then Lisa, then Megan, and then we'll hop off and I'll see y'all next week. Okay. Anne Marie, you go first. Tell me what you're learning.
The big thing of having them book in front of you and having them, there we go, and having them celebrate the no's, just reminding that, because they need to borrow our belief and excitement in the best places in our space. And then I usually do bookings with them because my thoughts were, well, they can hear me get the no's and the people hang up on me because they always do. But you saying it doesn't really matter. It's still the fact that they're hearing me, and that takes them down a notch. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I will be changing that and adding some booking time where I can.
It's not, Mary Kay always said, let them learn while you earn. And I get that. But I just know in my experience, if I'm walking around to be the cheerleader and I'm giving her belief, y'all, they know I'm booking because I've got new recruits coming every week to the meeting. But if you need to make yourself book because you need to make yourself book, absolutely sit down and book with them. Or let you make a call in front of everybody and show them what to do, and then let them make their calls. You know what I'm saying? So, it's not about knocking them down per se, because that's probably a self-esteem thing on my part, is that I shrink back so that I don't make people feel that way. And maybe that's what it is, Anne Marie. I just read a book about that. But just, just a thought. I don't know. It's just kind of my thoughts. So, perfect. I love your feedback. Lisa, what about you?
I just need to be more focused on being obsessed with my 10 calls a day. I was doing that so good for a while. Like before I did anything else, I would just do my 10 calls real fast, knock them out and then move on. And as well, I need to call my team member and it's gotten me like off focused on that, and just reminding, no, do your 10 calls first and then do that.
Yes.
Because when I was doing that, my business was going really well. And I think I've gotten away from that. So, and I think also I have a ton of leads right now. And so they're overwhelming. And I'm like, well, I just need to text 100 of them, and it's like, no, just take time and call through them 10 a day. So
just pick, yeah. Y'all, you're going to get the same amount of bookings texting 50 as calling 10. I don't want to waste 50 leads. If I call 10, I want to get as many bookings as if I text 50. Because all the texting back and forth, weekday or weekend, weekday. Tuesday or Thursday, Tuesday. Well, I can't do this Tuesday, but I can do, just call me. Call me so we can just pick an answer. All the back and forth, and you're doing that with 25 or 30 people, it makes me nuts. I'd rather just call you, pick the time, check it off, and we're done. Okay, great. All right, Megan, what about you, babe?
I like the rejection therapy.
Okay.
Going for the no's, basically, because I think that's where a lot of minds shut down. They say, oh, I contacted 10 people and I'm just so sick and tired of rejection. And I don't think that, and I know I don't, I just listen to them and tell them, keep working the numbers, work the numbers, it'll get there. But I don't think we celebrate it. So it's just not celebrated. So they still stay stuck in the no. Even though I tell them, keep working the number, keep, doing these things, but they still, it's like they hear me, but it's just not exciting.
It still don't feel good, and it still makes you feel like crap. So it's like, well, shoot, now what do I do? Nothing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good. I'm glad y'all got some good stuff out of today. Keep kind of chugging along in your Chopwood Fairy Water, because I'm going to go through this with y'all. I love this book. I love this book. I just want it to be worn out, so I have to buy a new copy every year because I read it so much. But get through that. I love my time with y'all today. Let me remind you that all of these videos are going to be on the website. Okay, so you'll go to hollylowe.com, click Directors Only. In Directors Only, the password is Cadillac. That's what lets you in. And your password to get into the new Director Zooms, y'all have your password? Y'all have it? Triple Crown is for me. Or just Triple Crown. Is it just Triple Crown? I got it saved in my phone. Let me make sure. I think it's Triple Crown is for me. Passwords. I had to give everybody a password, y'all. Website passwords. Just Triple Crown. Sorry. Triple Crown. So you'll type in Triple Crown, and it'll pull up all these recordings. So if y'all want to go back and watch, you can do that. We're going to have the videos, not just the audios. Okay. All right. Y'all have a great week. I love you guys. And as soon as it's available, it'll be posted on the website. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good week, girls. Thank you. Bye. See you next week.